Now in depth at 10, focusing on a life-saving method called CPR, compression-only CPR, also known as CCR. Pioneered in Dane and Rock counties, it's so easy you can learn how to do it in just a couple of minutes. Think CPR without the mouth-to-mouth breathing. When someone has a heart attack, CPR involves constant chest compressions to keep blood flowing to the heart and the brain. Through our partnership with St. Mary's and the American Red Cross Badger chapter, more than 1,000 people learned compression-only CPR last May at an event called Hands on Hearts. Heart attack victims are 40% more likely to survive if they're given compression-only CPR. A Milton man is living proof. Susan Siman has his amazing story.
Don and Pam Trumbull savor the simple joys of life these days, like taking a walk and playing with their dog.
She likes to sit and pray with you.
Don is a postal carrier and Army reservist who served 3 tours in Kuwait and Baghdad. He came home from Iraq in August, and 1 month later, the story of his second life begins.
I was out chopping wood and wasn't feeling very good. I started feeling a little discomfort in my throat and down in my chest area and just felt tired. So I came in and relaxed and tried to, and then that wasn't working. I told Pam to go ahead and take me to the hospital because I just wasn't feeling right. And so she started down the road, and then she said, no, I'm turning around and calling 911.
An engine and an ambulance from the Milton Fire Department took Don. Somewhere between the Trumbull home and Mercy Hospital in Janesville, Don's heart stopped beating.
It was awful. It was just terrible. I couldn't even to see his eyes roll in the back of his head. And I knew then he was gone.
Don survived because of the heroic persistence of EMTs who used a new form of resuscitation called CCR.
I want to give thanks to Jake and Nick for the faith, the belief, the trust they had in the training for CCR, to keep it going, to not stop for 27 minutes. They figured they pumped on my chest 2,700 times.
Jake and Nick are the Milton firefighters who saved Don's life. Jake Keene was the lead EMT on the call.
Just taking him to the hospital, nice easy trip, and then he went to VFib where the heart kind of just trembled, so his heart did stop.
Jake was trained in CCR 2 years ago, but never had to use it until that Sunday.
Well, the big thing is you just had to stay calm in a situation like that. You don't want to become part of the problem. You know, you're there to be the solution. So
I feel honored to be able to get it out there because it's to promote this CCR. And if it saves lives like it did for me, then that's just more than you can ask.
How would you express?
It's going to be a Thanksgiving to remember for the Trumbulls. Don had an angioplasty and a medicated stent put in, and he's been given a clean bill of health. Fire departments in Dane and Rock counties were the first 2 in the country to adopt the CCR protocol, thanks to the efforts of Dr. Michael Kellum at Mercy Hospital in Janesville and the late Dr. Darren Bean of Madison.
We lost Dr. Bean in the med flight crash, of course. Now, CPR. We instructed a group that came through here, but it's always good to kind of get a refresher course. I know I needed one earlier tonight just to remember all the steps. Let's go through some of them here.
We went through the training, and we always joke that it's so easy, even 2 news anchors could do it. But truly, you can learn how to do it in about 10 minutes. So we'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it here. We have the mannequin on the table just because it makes it a little easier to see what we're doing. But normally, you want the person to be laying on the floor flat. You have to make sure that you or someone else see the person go down so that you know what happened. This isn't appropriate for someone who's drowned, and it's not something that you use for children. So the person is down. You shake and see, are you okay? If you don't hear anything, you check to see if they're breathing. If they're not breathing, you assign someone to call 911. And remember, you don't just yell that out. You say, Eric,
specifically,
call 911.
Otherwise, everybody suspects someone else will do it.
Exactly. And then you just put your hands together. You take the palm of your hand and you put it in the center of the person's chest, and you start the compressions, just like this. The folks at the Red Cross gave us a good tip to think of the song, the Bee Gees song, Stayin' Alive.
Right, that beat, 100
staying
beats
alive.
per minute.
Exactly. And you just keep doing that until either the person wakes up or the paramedics arrive.
A good reminder. And we're going to do another one of these Hands on Hearts next year.
In May,
too, right?
right.
So
Just like we did last year.
get more people learning this. Good stuff, Susan. Thank you very
You're
much
welcome.
for coming in tonight.